Narada says, okay, what are the signs of love? How do you identify this is real devotion? Or what are the means and what are its signs? Tal-lakshanani vachyante nana matabhedat. I'm going to enunciate the characteristic of that love. Various schools of thought or various enlightened masters have spoken about it. Though the oneness of spirit is recognized, but there are very varied opinion about the self and devotion. And Narada here is going to say what were those different opinions by different sages. Pujadishu anuraga iti parasharya. Parashara Rishi, he said, taking interest in worship or loving the pujas, the yajnas, worships is devotion. Puja itself means worship itself means offering oneself totally. It means whatever the divine has offered you, you offer it back to it. Honoring. Puja is honoring. And puja is taking everyone together. And puja is also giving, sharing. Deva puja, sangati karana, danish. Puja means Deva puja, honoring the divine, sangati karana, taking everyone along, and dana, and to share. Taking interest in puja will kindle that energy deep within you, where you feel the love which is so pure and eternal. This happens in all religions in the world. People take vows and they religiously follow, and you see them, they have tears in their eyes, that vibration in the whole body. People are so immersed in love, devotion. They light a candle or they pray. In the prayer, you can see that in the worship, whatever worship they do, even rituals and worships, that can kindle love inside of you, the divine love within you. And if you love, then you do these things. This puja becomes a part of you. If you are experiencing that love, you can see that in expression of puja. See, if you love someone very dearly and they are coming and you're going to see them after a long time, what do? When you go meet them, you shake hand, you take a bouquet, you give them a bouquet or something. There is a gesture that you do. Those gestures that you do with deep feeling is puja. And it's very beautifully put together by the rishis. They said, this is the puja way. You do it like this. There's something you do with all your heart. And then, kathadishviti gargaha means storytelling. When you love somebody, you can't stop talking about them. The more you talk about them, the more you feel the love. If someone is talking about someone all the time, that means they love them a lot. It often happens to grandmothers. They keep talking about their children. Oh, he did this, oh, he did that, look at that. They get so thrilled in discussing, in talking about something that's so dear to them. So another sign of divine love is you take interest in storytelling. talk about the glories of the divine. Kathadishvitu Garga. Garga Rishi, the sage Garga says, conversation, spiritual conversation. Not just talking about material thing, oh, where did you buy this handbag, or where did you buy your, t-shirt, these sort of not silly talks, but engaging in something meaningful, something deeper, something uplifting. Anyway, people have this habit of talking. If you give that talking also some direction where your conversation can uplift other spirit instead of dampening them, know that you are still talking on the glories of the divine. Positive mindset is another sign of a devotee. He talks positive and talks about the miracles that happen in life. Every individual's life has some or other miracle. In fact, I would say there are abundant miracle in everybody's life. We only have to recognize it, see it, and share it. If you look into your life, I tell you, there will be no dearth of miracles. And the more you see this fact and you become positive in your mindset, you will see similar incidents will happen in your life or future as well. Your talks can uplift yourself and others when it is directed towards the divine. Atmaratya virodhe neti Shandilyaha. Shandilya Rishi says, uninterrupted rejoicing in self without conflict. This guilt eats people's mind. It eats the soul. Guilt is very bad. Unfortunately, many cultures and in many countries around the world, there has become this habit of putting guilt into people. The more guilty you feel, the more farther you feel from the divine. Because something pinches inside. Spiritual path leads you away from guilt. It takes you away from guilt, away from grudge, away from anger, away from hatred. When you feel guilty, what happens? You start hating yourself. You hate others or you hate yourself. You hate yourself because you have guilt. And that makes you hate others. And the more you hate others, the more you start hating yourself. Many times you don't even recognize this is what happening. We project ourselves on others and try to see others through our own projection. When you abide in yourself and when you repose and rejoice in yourself without the conflict, devotion wells up. And when you have devotion, this is what you do. You dwell, you go deep within yourself and rejoice there. When there is conflict, mind cannot rejoice. Mind is not at peace. If it's not at peace, it cannot be in love. When you are in love, you are in peace. Look what is happening in your mind now. You are trying to connect only with the words. I want to establish a connection with you beyond words, beyond your intellect. Of course, connection is already there. I want you to realize that's all. What? Blah, 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 blah. You hear the sound, doesn't make any sense. When it doesn't make any sense, there is a shift in the mind, in the consciousness. You suddenly realize you can connect from another level altogether. That is the level you got connected to your mom. You didn't understand whatever she said when you were a small baby. She said, la 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 choo choo. Oh my darling, darling. Whatever she said, you didn't know the language. You only heard some sound and you started laughing. Haven't you done this? Same with the puppies in your home. They may not understand everything you say. And when you express love, the pure love, the words are not there. There is no need of words. It sounds like gibberish, but not, yeah, some sort of gibberish you do so that there is some feeling, some connection happening beyond the intellect. Narada says, but my opinion is, Naradastu tadarpita kilacharata tadvismarane parama vyakulateti. Surrendering everything unto him. Everything of mine, all the actions, all attitude, everything I surrendered to him. And that is what, according to Narada, is love, devotion. And there is one more part of it. Tad vismarane parama vyakulateti. But when I forget him, I feel the deep anguish. So anguish is part of love. Forgetful of the beloved creates deep pain, deep anguish. Then know that this is bhakti. It is okay. Often what happens, people when they feel anguish, they want to run away. They don't want the love. My dear, cannot happen. Love and pain. This anguish, forgetfulness of divinity is the reason for anguish. The anguish comes, remember that somewhere inside you have forgotten you are connected to the divine. You may say, no, because longing only makes us more miserable. Yes, in longing makes you miserable, but in the longing you forgot you already belong. When you know you belong, it's a different story. You know, love and longing, they go together. If there is no longing, there is no love. Sometimes when the longing disappears, that also causes anguish. You suddenly feel, oh, what is that? What has happened? Because longing creates such sweetness in your being. It brings juice to your life. But suddenly when the longing disappears, you feel dry. And the dryness can cause more anguish. Because even once if someone had the taste of longing or divine love, experience of divine love, you will see transformation happening in your life. It has happened to you all, many of you. It keeps happening. The transformation happens where love and longing coexist. And that is how the impact of love is infinity. So when you miss the longing, when there is no longing, then anguish begins. And that is also a sign of love. When anguish has happened, you have recognized, oh, I was missing this thing. Right? That anguish burns you. Yes. One thing we need to guard is not letting our intellect turn cynical about it. You become cynical, If you get drowned, the anguish can lead you into a state of negativity, total negativity, dejection, and sort of you start shutting down. That is the danger. Guard from that. We need to guard our mind from slipping into that. Now, sometimes when you think this is all not practical, love, devotion is ethereal, something different, not related to my life right now here. That is only our concept. We should simply recognize the divine love is here now, in you, in everybody.